I have seen at restaurants where they're preparing the Uber Eats orders, I've seen them use like a heavy duty, like staple gun.
Yeah.
Stapling the bags close. So I think that there are plenty of restaurants that are doing whatever they can to make it very clear if your bag has been tampered with.
It only comes back on the restaurant if something's been compromised.
Yeah, it doesn't always come back on the driver. So I do know that restaurants are using heavy-duty staplers to staple these bags shut. So it's clear if the Uber driver, opens the bag that it's been tampered with. But there are still plenty of deliveries where it's just in a plastic bag. The Uber guy or the DoorDash guy gets it. And, I saw an item. An Uber Eats driver is spilling the beans on a host of unsavory behind-the-scenes behavior committed by these food couriers. I don't make a habit of it, but yeah, I've taken fries, says Tom, 33 years old. And then, goes through other, stories. When you're stuck in traffic with someone's fries next to you and they smell good and you haven't eaten in hours, it's tough to keep your fingers out of the bag.
I mean, how would they know if you took 5 fries?
Yeah. Here's another one. The bag was open. I took a nugget.
Yeah.
I wasn't proud of it at first, but then it was easy. I took another nugget. And then on subsequent orders, subsequent drives. So, yeah, some of I'm not saying it's all. I don't know if I should try to go to phones.
And who? Talk to either drivers or people who think they've had food stolen?
You know what? I'm going to do this. You know what? I'll do either way. Either way. Are you and then I have another Uber Eats story regarding tips, so we'll end it with that. But quickly, let's see if we can drum up some phone callage on this. Are you an Uber Eats or a DoorDash driver, and have you ever dipped in and said, they're not going to miss one fried shrimp, they're not going to miss a couple of fries? If that's you, if you've ever done this, I want to hear from you. Or conversely, if you've never, and if you're insulted by this content, and you want to say you never, ever, ever have done this,
Ever.
or you never will, feel free to call up. Or if you're a customer and you've had Uber Eats or DoorDash delivered, and you know that they've been in your food, they've been little sample platter going on while they're driving to your house. All right. Anyway, we got multiple areas of your a possibility to respond to this. All right. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. 800-990-1047. So Uber Eats, DoorDash, yep, you've dipped in, you've taken a couple items, you're hungry, or you've never, ever done this as a DoorDash or Uber Eats driver, or if you're a customer and you know damn well they were all up and through your food while driving it to your house. 800-990-1047. So, or any other angle that I'm not thinking of. It's the beauty of having, tens of thousands of listeners. All right. 800-990-1047. That's 800-990-1047. Fire up the phones right now. And if you're one of these delivery, one of these gig delivery drivers and you want to say absolutely not, hey, set my butt straight. Or set this guy, Tom, 33 years old, who says, yeah, he dips in for fries.
You remember I told you a couple of weeks ago I had the greatest day of my life when Wendy's gave out the free year of the cheeseburger.
Oh,
book?
yeah. Have you been taking advantage of that?
Every week. Every week I go and get my free cheeseburger. And I was there last week.
Yeah.
And there was a food delivery order. And they put all the food, all the Baconators and cups of chili and whatever the guy ordered, they put it all in the bag. And it was a big bag. And they folded the top over. And then they put like a whole sticker right across the seam. So there was no way to open this bag.
Yeah.
So there were fries in there and there were nuggets in there. And there was, like I said, the Baconator in there. And maybe a Dave's Deluxe. But it was completely sealed off. No way that you could deliver this product in a compromised state.
Right.
You would know if they broke it.
Right, without the consumer knowing.
Best day of your life, like what? The best day of my life.
Hands down, I told you before. The best day of my life. The day I got 4 Wendy's books of coupons.
800-990-1047. Are you a food delivery driver? Have you ever dipped in and sampled the customer's food? Or absolutely not, and you're insulted? Or if you're a customer and you know that your food has been tasted on the way. How about Karen in Oldsmar? Karen, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
Yes.
My son and my husband both are Uber Eats driver. My number one rule was eat before you go, and I always have snacks in the car, and they have never, ever had anything from anybody's bag.
Never, ever.
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for checking in. All right, Karen. How about Samantha in Tampa? Samantha, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi. I used to be an Uber driver about 5 years ago, and I did Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, all of that.
Yep.
I had a huge bag in the back of my car. I would never touch anyone's food. That's disgusting.
All right, very good. You ever slam on the brakes and the food went flying?
Maybe a time or two, but
You know what you got to do? Yeah, to prevent that from happening.
hurry up and grab it real quick in the back.
Yeah. Or, you know how you're supposed to use those little restraints for dogs?
Yes.
Yeah, you restrain the bags in the back, like the doggy seat belts. Yeah, there you go. Samantha, thanks for the call. Look at that. So she says that's disgusting. She would never do it. Debbie and Brandon. Debbie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well.
Thank you. I am a driver of all of those gigs, Grubhub, DoorDash,
Yep.
Uber Eats, and I can honestly say I've never touched the food. I will say one thing. When I get the food, I have a holder in my trunk. I put it in there because also you don't want the food to get cold.
Oh, you put it in the trunk. That also, it's so far away from you. If you have a temptation that it keeps you from, oh, yeah, look at that.
But also she's saying it keeps it warm.
It's like a chastity belt trunk.
Yes.
Well, also if I'm going to McDonald's and I love their fries, I'm going to order my own while I'm picking up that order.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to dip into anybody's. In fact, I've gone back to the establishment like before picking up the bag. If it doesn't look sealed enough, just because I know customers complain. And there are people, we're on Facebook, some of these drivers probably are on Facebook forums for these different ones.
Yep.
There is, I'm not going to mention names, but there's an Uber Eats driver that brags about getting free meals, shows pictures on Facebook. It's disgusting.
Listen, this is why I'm taking calls on this. We've had 3 in a row now. Thank you. How about John and Lutz? John, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hey, MJ, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well. And by the way, some of the Uber Eats drivers that were interviewed here, they're calling it the food tax.
Well, hey, look,
Yeah.
I got a good idea. If I owned a restaurant, right?
Yep.
I would give the Uber driver a free meal whenever they want. And everybody would know, hey, listen, I'm going to order from this guy because he gives the Uber guys free food, because you go to work to make money. Nobody wants to spend money on food when they're working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, yeah,
So
listen.
if the- if the
You're obviously not in the restaurant business, are you, John?
Hey, listen, John, I got another idea. Your call has just prompted me to have another idea. You know when you rob a bank and they slip the die pack in?
Yeah.
There ought to be the customer has some kind of code to disengage the die pack. So if the Uber Eats or the DoorDash driver tries to get into your food, a die pack explodes and it blows purple dye all over themselves and the inside of their vehicle. But when the customer...
No, that's a bad idea, brother. Bad idea.
Thank you. Have a nice day. I think he took me seriously. But the customer, they have a code to disengage it online. Yeah, you type before you open the bag. You go online, you type in a code, and it turns the die pack off. It disengages the die
You
pack.
need to use that Mission Impossible popcorn bucket with the special key.
Yeah.
And open it up.
There you go.
And then
There you go.
extract your food from the...
Look at the phones. The phones are on fire here. All right, let me just take, hey, Andrew, just George, Jay, and Heidi, and then 3 more calls quickly. How about Jay in Tampa? Jay, MJ Morning Show. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, MJ. Great show, guys. I love listening to you.
Thank you.
Hey, so my wife and I were starving. I ordered some food there. We live in South Tampa, and we ordered from an Italian joint. I'm not going to say the name, but we were starving to get the food. Took a little while. And finally, when it gets there, the guy that brought it to us looked like a freaking serial killer. We were like, we look at each other, and we just dumped the food in the trash. We were
Wait
like,
a minute.
okay, we're
Hold
not
on.
eating this.
The DoorDash or Uber Eats guy looked like a serial killer?
like a serial killer.
All right, so listen, it's not the restaurant's fault. It was the driver creeped you out.
The dasher.
Creeped us out completely.
Oh, here's dinner.
Looked at each other, and we're like, "Oh shit! I guess we're gonna have macaroni and cheese."
All righty, thank
Start
you.
boiling the noodles now.
All right, guys.
Thanks. All right, thanks, Jay. Have a nice day. I think did I hit the dump button on that? I think it looks like it. George in Plant City. Two more. George, Plant City. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I DoorDash in Plant City, but like Chris was saying, like, well, the only ones that do is like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. They put 3 or 4 stickers on that after the bag when they fold it over. You can't get in it. But I'll confess, I have been to like Chili's. They just throw it in a plastic bag. I have taken me a free wing or two.
Oh, you got wing sauce all over your steering wheel.
Yeah, I got to show up to the doors all over my shirt. Here's your food.
you show. Oh, that's gotta suck. You show up at their front door and you've got wing sauce all over your shirt as you're delivering their hot wings.
Oh man!
Look at that.
I was saying it is hard to get into a lot of the bags. So.
But look, you're a driver. You're confessing you've grabbed a wing or two.
Oh, I have. Yeah, and a couple fries now and then.
All right, thank you, George. Look at that.
Hey, let me say one last thing. Bring back Froggy. Y'all have a good day.
All right, thanks. I think Froggy wrecked that. Heidi in Largo. Heidi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Heidi.
Good morning, MJ crew. How y'all doing today?
Heidi ho.
That's it.
Yep.
I'm a DoorDash evening person, mostly on weekends. I love to pick up from McDonald's because they even put the drink inside the bag, so there's no way for you to do anything. Not that I want to, because I'm that opposite. I don't want anything to do. If I pick up, say, from a Burger King, Burger Kings do not fasten their stuff. And I'll go back in there and ask them for extra. If I get it to the car and I'm like, it's coming off already,
yep.
I like to go in there and ask them for extra stickers because I don't want anybody to ever think that anybody has gone through this bag, either myself or somebody else. So that's what I do.
Oh, Heidi, you've just given me another idea. You know what? Let me tell you right now, if I were a restaurant owner and I was preparing food for like the gig deliveries for DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever, I would get sealing wax. You know how when the Pope dies,
Yeah.
they seal the whole door. They put the ribbon across and they seal the Pope's quarters with the seal. I would seal all of my bags with sealing wax and seal the bag with dripping red wine, like a Maker's Mark bottle or something. You know?
You have to provide something to unseal it for the customer when they get it.
Yeah, I'll give them an X-Acto knife. All right, thanks for the call. Did you like the video? Want more? Go ahead and click all this like, share, subscribe,